All right. Emily, James, Joshua, and Jules are Metric. They're here live in the studios. You sound great.
Thank you, thank you.
Thanks.
Nice to be here.
So the Will Turn tonight, big show. By the way, we had Band of Skulls on Friday. They're opening for you. They're a great band. They kick butt.
Yeah,
Cool.
looking forward to that.
We heard about them.
Yeah, good stuff. So that's the Will Turn tonight. Seems like good things are happening. The album Fantasies. And did I hear Help I'm Alive on our local mega modern rock giant radio station right between Green Day and Red Hot Chili Peppers this weekend?
I think you might have.
Now that's kind of crazy. So good things seem to be afoot. That's nice.
It's true, yeah. It's an exciting time because there's been such a sense in general, I think, for across all aspects of life that everything is in peril and everything is falling apart. And yet some things, for independent music seem to be opening up and new possibilities are emerging amidst the crisis or whatever it's being called.
That's what happens when you send out cakes. So there you go.
Should have started doing that 5 years ago.
Worked for Elton John, man.
That's where we got the idea.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we heard Elton John did it, and I just think, what a legendary man.
Indeed.
It was different, though. They were cakes that he jumped out of.
I see. I think he's put away some cake, too. I think. Oh, ow!
Well played, Jason.
So this is a very DIY thing for you. You don't actually have a label, but you have a great website. You're doing the record yourself. How's that going?
Well, it's interesting because I think when most people hear a band say that they're going to put the record out themselves, you sort of picture the early 90s boutique label sort of approach. In our case, it's a bit deceptive to picture us just, back as the band started, emailing or mailing out CDRs in manila envelopes, which we did do for many years. But we have, in fact, put together a worldwide network of people. So it's the same number of people we would have working for us if we had signed a conventional record deal. It's just when we saw the options that are put on the table for what's reasonable in record industry terms to offer a musician, we just thought it just doesn't work out. It doesn't make sense. So we put together our own team, and it's been scary because we're very invested. And, we self-finance the whole thing. But it means every little breakthrough is such an amazing accomplishment. And we're really hoping to be a bit of a beacon for other young bands starting out, hoping to do it their own way.
So the album is available online and through your website. What is the website?
It's ilovemetric.com.
Okay, good. Now tell us about the album Fantasies. We've been playing your records for a while. What is this your third album?
It depends who you ask. Grow Up and Blow Away was an album that was sort of by demand from fans. They said, can you just finally release it? Because they were sick of stealing it off LimeWire, I guess. I don't know. We'd made it available a lot earlier. And that was, in fact, the music that when we were living in Los Angeles, we were personally sending out CDRs of to people all over the country. And eventually they requested that we release it properly. So if you count that, this is our fourth album.
Remember CD burners?
Remember that? Remember CDRs?
Vaguely.
Remember the ads for CDs where they showed you spreading peanut butter on them and they would never scratch?
Lies.
It's not true. Tell us about the record. I see you've said the major influences on this album were the places that you wrote the music. Where did you write and record?
Well, it was a really interesting time, I think, for all four of us because we really approached it that way of let's absorb as much as we can of life instead of, what I think happens to a lot of bands is your life becomes living on the road and you end up writing records about writing records or sitting in hotel rooms trying to write records about writing records. It just is a bit of a cycle. So we went to a lot of places. We went to Seattle, outside Seattle, a studio called Bear Creek, beautiful, out in nature, 75 acres, river running through it, did a bunch of writing there, wrote Gimme Sympathy there and others. Did a lot of work at Jimmy's studio in Toronto that he was building kind of concurrently with the making of the record. It's called Giant Studios in Toronto. And then I did some writing in Buenos Aires. And, Josh is in New York and Jules is in Oakland. So it's we were kind of soaking up all these different places and bringing it together into finally what became Fantasies. Sorry about LA. Your people are going to kill me, Jules.
Did each song kind of take shape over time in different phases, like begin very stripped down and acoustic and eventually become more of a full production?
Well, they sort of all, they all went through different incarnations and a lot of them got sort of cut up and beat up along the way. But we also had this thing called like the acoustic test or the
Campfire
the
test.
campfire test that we had, where it was like if there's something not working in the song, we would just go back to playing on acoustic guitar, and if it wasn't working there, then we know that there's something inherently wrong with the tune, you know, and try not to like hide inherent problems with songs with like filter sweeps and things that go.
It came from the shocking revelation that so many of the most amazing, timeless songs are 4 chords. Like, I sat down and played on the piano some of these songs. I was like, what have I been doing? F sharp minor, you know, let's calm down. C, you
Don't
know,
get crazy
let's get a little
now.
C up on this.
Excellent. Well, the show is tonight at the Wiltern in Los Angeles, and we're going to have tickets for this show as well as copies of the album Fantasies. Our guest in the studio is Metric, and we're so happy you're here. Why don't we listen to some other songs? I see that you're going to play Sick Muse, which is one that I've been playing quite a bit and really enjoy, so that's excellent. So take it away. It's Metric live on KCRW.